you anywhere closer to me. Where you are, I will be. My heart in the deep.
What is going on, guys? We are back with another video, and this one might be a little controversial for you guys, so please don't roast me in the comments. But this is something that should be brought up, and it's very important to understand, and something that I've always wanted to talk about because I've heard so much controversy over the years with this subject. And, you know, as you've seen by the title, you know what we're talking about. But first, let me tell you who I am. So I buy and resell cars. I've always done that. I resell things for a profit. So I've done boats, jet skis, motorcycles, multiple things using the same concept that we teach in the Flipping Wheels program. But I was asked this also in our private Flipping Wheels group chat to break this down a little bit further. So one thing that is always brought up is, should you buy a new car versus a used car? 9.9 times out of 10, if you can buy a used car, buy a used car. New cars do nothing but go down in value almost every time, almost every circumstance, unless they're only going to make like 20 and it's an exotic car and it's going to be a collector's car and people are going to be willing to pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars more than what, you know, it was sold for at the dealership because they only made 20 of them. Other than that, 99 times out of 100 buy a used car. Honestly, no, 93 times out of 100 buy a used car. I'll explain why I said 93 and not 99 and changed it in just a second. But if you can hold off from buying a new car and buy that new body style used model, you will save so much money. I understand that you want that certain body style, that certain model, that certain make, that's the new one. But usually they have body styles for, 4 straight years, unless it's the first year of the new one, they'll have body styles for like 4 or 5 straight years. Like for example, 2014 to like 2016 GMC Sierras were very similar. They changed the headlights up a little bit, but if you can get over that, then if it's year 2016, just because you want those headlights, you should not buy it. If you can resist it, I will show you in just a second how much you can actually save by going back 2 years, still having the same body style, but buying a used one with the same interior, the same exterior, except for a couple little features like the taillights and like maybe the headlights and the little vent in the hood. Please, dear Lord, buy used if you can buy used. I don't care what people think. I know you want the new car smell. I get it. It smells great, but they have air fresheners that are called new car smell scent. Just a tip, $3 instead of, blowing an extra $10,000 on top of, used car price. Just saying. But I'm gonna go inside my screen. I'm gonna show you guys a little chart that is based on the average car in America and how it depreciates. This is not for every single car. We buy and resell cars, so of course the chart's gonna show a constant downtrend. So then you're gonna be like, oh, well, that contradicts how you buy and resell for a profit. There are exceptions, but this is a typical chart of the average life of a new versus used car. I'm gonna show you guys right now, and then we'll go from there. Let's go inside my screen. Okay, so I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna be like, dude, this is not always typical. Of course it's not, but this is a statistic from the internet. And they're gonna be like, oh, Google's not accurate. But I've been doing this for a long time, and I understand that not everyone wants to find deals like I am and be super cheap about finding their car, and they just want the ones that everyone likes. But I just want to show you this chart, and it's literally pretty simple to understand. It varies, of course. It's the car market. It always is going to vary, but maybe this will help you save just a little bit of time and maybe learn something that's just a little bit new and maybe spark your interest to just step back and second guess that new car that you're going to be buying. As you can see from my cursor, you will see that a brand new car is the red line, a 2-year-old car is the green line, and a purple line is a 5-year-old car. So right off the bat, like I was saying earlier, if you can get that same body style, I know you want that new one. I know you want that one with the same interior. But if you can get that same body style, but an older model, just 2 years older, this statistic shows that, on average, and I agree with this, of course it varies, it may be less, of course there may be one that's on clearance, of course there may be a better deal, that they differentiate about $8 to $10 to $7,000 just off the 2-year mark itself, meaning that a new car on average in the first 2 years depreciates that rapidly. I don't know if you guys agree with me. You don't really have to agree with me. I'm just making this video because I think it's important, and I grew up having two different, mottos. Both family members thought different ways. I understand both sides of them equally, actually. But this is something that is very important to show you guys. So imagine if you just got the 2-year-old car. Now your payment's less, so now you're going to pay less interest if you're getting a loan. So this is not calculating that either. So maybe you'll have less payments. So less total months to pay it off, and every month you're gonna have to pay an interest payment on top of the car payment itself. So you're not only gonna save there, you're gonna save on interest as well. But imagine if you can get a 5-year-old car where the line is a lot less and it's only depreciating, a little bit less. So, this is about $13,000, and just imagine you have that 5-year-old car for 12 years and it goes down to about $4,000. That difference is a lot less than having a $25,000 car up here for 12 years at a $25,000 brand new car up here, and then in 12 years it goes down to just $1,200 where that 5-year car came from. So it's crazy how much these fall off in the beginning. I've talked about it before, but it's very, very important to understand that new cars typically depreciate rapidly for the first 5 to 6 years, and then they start to mellow out. And that is why a lot of dealers make most of their money off used cars. I've worked at car dealerships, and I watched it firsthand. A lot of their new cars, they get kickbacks from the new car dealers, and then they make a ton of their cash off of their used cars. People will come onto the lot looking for a new car, and then they will push them on a used car. They'll see that new car price, and then they'll have an overpriced used car, but the customer is just comparing that used car price to the new car price, so they don't even realize that they're not getting a good deal. That's off topic kind of, but just understanding this concept that it declines so much in the beginning when you buy a new car, even a 2-year-old car. But if you have to have that new body style, please, even just 2 years matters. This is, again, an average. So don't just go in the comments and be like, this varies so much, because I know it does. But I've done this for a good amount of time. I've been doing this since I was 15, and I'm 23 now, and I still do it to this day constantly. Yeah, I mean, this is literally what I wanted to show you guys, and it's just an average again. But if you can, the older the car on average is a better deal almost always. I understand if you have a business and you can use it to write off a new vehicle. So if it's over, I think, a certain weight, like 5,000 or 5,200 pounds, and it's full-wheel drive or something, and you have a farm, then buying a new one does make sense because you can use it as a tax write-off. But other than that, and some other little variables, it's almost always better to get a used car, even if it's just 2 years old. You can see the difference in the gap, and not only this $8,000 difference, it's going to depreciate still less rapidly for the next 5 or 6 years. So you're going to lose less on that, and you'll have less of a loan to pay out, and less of an interest payment to pay on as well. So I just wanted to show you guys that. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you guys comment, think you agree or disagree, or you have any input, comment as well. I'd love to hear your input. Again, this is an average. I've said that 10 times. I just don't want people to, take it the wrong way and say I'm doing something wrong and their parents got this car for this deal. I understand it all varies. We find cars where we do the same thing. We buy, a 12-year-old car. We negotiate down to an insane deal and then sell it back for a great deal. It's common to do that, but this is an average, and we're not doing that here. I'm just wanting to explain it. If you have no intention of learning how to make money off cars, just do me a favor and understand, if you can and you're young and you don't want to blow a lot of money and you don't want to have a huge loan, that shows you how much on average, a 2-year-old used car that's still brand new, honestly, like who knows, if you get a 2007, 2008 Jeep versus a 17, they look the same except for the JLs, but that's besides the point. They look the same. They're not going to know. No one's going to care. And you're going to save probably more than half easily on that deal alone. So, just do that. Just stray away from the new stuff, please. Most of the time it is tempting, but it's not always the best move. That is my rant for this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to follow me down below on Instagram's third link in the description. If you guys want to learn what we do on a daily basis, the Flipping Wheels program, click the first link in the description. We buy and resell in a private community group chat called the Flipping Wheels Discord group. We have that full course program where we teach people how to find the best deals in their area, sell them for a profit, whether it's cars, trucks, motorcycles, whatever it may be. But yeah, that's really just it. I'd love to see you guys in the next video, but I'm gonna get off here because I got a couple things to do. So buy used, Usually it's always the best idea. Please buy used.